Does jiu-jitsu really work in the real world? Of course it does. Why would we be practicing it in the first place if we didn't know it works in the real world? And I can contest this because that's happened to me. Now, on another channel that I have, I went up against a shoplifter at Home Depot. Dude was going out of the store, had like some nail gun. I popped it out. Did anything happen in an altercation? No, it didn't. But the confrontation did not bother me. When I mean like, being scared or worried. But again, we got to listen. Jiu-jitsu works. There is no doubt it works. Now, does it work against a knife or a gun? No. But hand-to-hand combat? Yes. So I've got a video here. And it's going to be covering the topic of civilians doing jiu-jitsu in a cop and situation. I don't know if that makes sense, but I wanted to get down to the point where should cops be blue belts in jiu-jitsu, right? And I want to not only go over what the civilian did, but I want to know what the cop did, right? And how the cop could have addressed this better. So let's get into this. Let's watch the video. I got it all queued up here, and let's watch. All right, so straight off the bat, looks like we got our civilian here, and obviously the cop is on top. Now, right when we jumped into it, I think we saw a cop throw a hand. I could be wrong. I don't know. It looks like he's punching him. Yeah, he gave him a couple punches. So our jiu-jitsu guy here in the hat, doing a great job with the knees, pinching them together, and just kind of holding down the back situation. And we have to remember, too, legs don't really do that much from this position. So is he really aiding him? Yeah, a little bit. But when we have a heavy load on top of us, it's really hard for us to move around. But the legs can be a pendulum, go back and forth, and can move our body back. But a lot of breakdown right there for something very small. But it looks like our homeboy lost his body camera. Officer trying to get arm position here. Now, when we have our opponent on our back and we're in side control from the back, we actually want to get where our jiu-jitsu student is, right? And I know there's going to be some conflict of space because he can't get on top, but that's where majority of police officers want to be, is on top where he is, because again, where the jiu-jitsu student is, if we can get a clear picture right there, look how far back he is. If he just even scooted up a little bit, he's still in a safe position, because look at it, even right here, if he had a gun, if he was a police officer, really wouldn't make a difference. But again, it looks like the police officer, which I've rolled with a bunch before, they like to use wrist locks a lot, like joint manipulation. And that's where I have a really big problem with police officers and their training, because that training actually induces yes, pain, but it also induces injury. And that's why I love jiu-jitsu so much, is that we can actually go 100% within reason and no one get injured, right? Where if you do wrist manipulation, wrist locks, joint locks, leg locks, there's going to be a high potential for a injury, where if we kind of stay within the realm of chokes, leverage, we have the upper hand and can control the situation. But again, the officer seems to just have no wherewithal of where to do. Now look at, for instance, right? He has a wrist here, and if he just tucked his arm under his assailant's wrist and grab onto his wrist, he can have a Kimura. And a video that we did the other day with I believe it was Tom Hardy, kind of same position where we're pinching the knees over for that Kimura. But again, the officer is having a tough time just having control. And that's the crazy part of how great this sport is because even a big guy like that can't have control and he needs help, right? Because that dude's probably just strung out on something. And if not, maybe he's just a really strong dude. But again, it's really hard for the police officer because he's shrimping into him, if that's the term that I want to use is shrimp. He's not really shrimping, but what's preventing him to roll is his arm, because that arm is there's almost a speed bump for him to turn on his back, and it's going to be really painful if he does turn on his back. So this is a good preventative from him from rolling. But again, our partner is helping us out. Now, that's where that was a dumb decision. Okay, let's see. Is his gun right there? Yeah, his gun's there. Now, look he has his gun, and that's why, again, all officers need to just at least have some sort of wherewithal. Because this could have been prevented if he was a knee on belly. Because look at right here. He could have gotten up, established a foot right here, put the knee on his side, and it doesn't matter if he shrimps back to his back or if he goes to his front and to his belly, he'll have his position. But again, since police officers are monkeys and they don't know anything, they're all meatheads. Look at he presses his body down to keep him down. Well, and then Turkey Bone here reaches out, grabs his gun like an idiot, and the whole time the police officer should be where our jiu-jitsu practitioner is. And here's the other part where he messed up so bad, the police officer did. This is where the real bad position is, where if this guy didn't have him, he could pull his arm out and get back position on the police officer. So let's really take that in. And this is why, let's see if you can go back. So he has his arm here, and that does nothing. And that's why I say, look how good his position is versus the police officers. Again, all this home fry has to do is either jump back, go to his knees, or roll to the left, I think, if that's the right way. I'm trying to think because it's mirrored. Just to get out of that. All right, so let's see. He's reaching for the gun, not going to get it, goes back. Now, this is, again, look where this police officer is. He's got 3 points of contact on one arm. Again, why police officers suck. And it's not because they suck individually. It's like, hey, here's keys to a Corvette. Don't go fast. Well, I mean, I could go a little faster, right? No, it's like, hey, I've got power. Well, if I've got power, I'm going to use it how I want to use it. But if you're not trained with it, that's what I say. If I use that reference to, if you're trained in knowing how to or tame a fast car, you don't have to really drive it fast to get the enjoyment out of it, right? Same thing with this. He's got 3 points of contact here. Home slice could shrimp out, put his legs behind his back, all sorts of stuff. But again, look at our practitioner. He has one place of contact, and he's just got a back position where he should be. And in fact, he should kick Jiu-Jitsu guy off. Jiu-Jitsu guy should just be, Jiu-Jitsu guy just needs to maintain the situation. And see how his knee is on the belly, where a cop home fry is just plastered down. Again, having a little bit of situational awareness of where you're at and where your opponent is can make a big difference and make or break. Because look, he can spin around, go for an arm bar, got an American Kana set up. But again, just frustration. But this is where the jiu-jitsu comes in. You don't have to go all hard all the time. You can just wait. Dude, you done? No? All right, we'll just hang here until you're done. That's my favorite part. I'll wait for you, man. And so right here, that's why I hate officers, man. They push so hard on this joint here. We really don't have to. God, that must hurt so bad with those cuffs. See, and this is why, look at practitioner here. He's using his elbow leverage to bring up his arm. No elbow leverage, just full on force. Let's see it again. Watch. Full on, I'm just going to bring it up. Dude, look at that. Dude, do you see that? Watch. It almost like he broke his arm. Look at his left elbow. It looked like it popped. Man. Absolutely terrible. Just taser the guy. Stop resisting! So finally got him. He's in cuffs. We got a 10-8. We got a 10-8. Here's my 10-20. 10-4. I'm not too far off. 10-8, I think, is an arrest. 10-20 is location, and I think 10-4 is copy. And look at homeboy still is holding him down while the officers like, don't get the camera off me. Get the camera off me. These guys. Look at all these chunk butts, dude. These meatheads. And look at it, just little skinny mini over here. Flipping got it with the camera. I'll bet you he was with his homeboy, be like, yo, get this. Yo, get this. And look at two meatheads over here. Dude, I think I drank too much pre-workout. Yeah, the donuts. Oh, dude, we got Shirley Q Liquor over here. Oh, she's just showing up, too. Oh, my God. Yeah, I just was getting off in the neighborhood, get my nails done. Talking to the Starbucks barista, just asking me how my day was. Yeah. Oh, my God, someone's getting tackled. Oh, man. It's very important, guys. Very important to know our jiu-jitsu in combat scenarios. And if we don't, a lot of bad things can happen. And there's a video that we should cover one day about how a police officer ruined a man's life, breaking his shoulder, his arm, and his brachialis, putting his hands behind his back and not doing it fast enough. And the dude just pretty much shattered his whole life. The guy is an older gentleman. But we don't, I know, listen, I've gotten angry before and I've lost my gasket and I've probably done something a little too much. I know. We've got to be able to calm that down and use our patience. Patience and kindness will always win. But it's hard. It's hard to deal with all the degenerates out there. All right, guys. Hope you had fun. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. And don't gamble. And don't drink and drive.